So we can come out of there with the O key. Well, actually, we got the national A. We could do as well. Okay, we've got national A and B. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. We're going with the A. The Cornering Basics 4, where you'll practice braking before turning. So we're looking for a 9.7 on this one. Again, I could have had a look at the demo, but I've not on this one. So just coming down to second. Right, that's a 10.105. That's not quick enough. So we'll retry. So I'm just going to leave it in third this time. Third was going to cause me to go into the barrier, and of course if you hit the barrier, then it immediately stops the attempt and it will put you into another try. So we'll brake, we'll turn in, and we just caught the barrier again. So what I'm going to try, as we're struggling with this one, what we can do is we can come out to this and have a look at the demo and just see what gear they're using and things like that. Or we could just carry on until such time as we can get it done. So we're still silver, we're still struggling a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll end out of there, we'll skip that, and what we'll do is we'll go into the demo, and this is what you can do. You can try it. So we keep over to the left, third gear, staying in third gear, so we're just braking, and then third gear out of the corner. So we don't need to use second whatsoever. And if we just do the demo again, what we're now doing is we're looking for where they're braking. So it's just a brake and then in. So let's just give that another try. So we know that we don't need to change down from third. We just need to lose a little bit of the speed, and I've gone way too deep because I didn't brake hard enough there. Right, so what we're going to do now is brake there, just get this turned in on the accelerator and across the line. And then you can start to see when you're using the demos just how much easier it is when you look to see where the demo is braking, turning, etc. So we've got gold on that one. We'll finish and we'll head across to the next one. So that was a Citroen that we've just got. A2 is now available. This is in the Porsche, so a much quicker car. So this is in and out cornering on this one. So we need to think about our line in, and we need to think about the exit of the corner, and we also need to be thinking about speed on this one. So again, we could do the demo if we want to. I'm just going to dive in and see what happens. So you see much quicker on this car. Going to brake down through the gears, and we've actually overshot because we broke too late. So again, using that brake area to slow the car down, and we want to brake and change down through the gears in a straight line. Just hit the rev limiter there. So let's just try that again. So braking a straight line, and what we want to really be doing is changing down into second gear, I would imagine, as we get to the corner. So hard on the brake, down in third, second, then we'll turn in. We'll just look to get onto the power as soon as we can. Okay, second got the back end of the car out a little bit there. So maybe we might want to do that just in third gear. So we'll give that another try. I like this is just trial and error. And even when we're racing for real, sometimes, you know, you get things wrong and you just need to try that a little bit harder. So it was a little bit slow out of there in this particular car. So it looks like second gear may well be right. But we'll brake there, down at the third, down at the second. Just get that, pick up the apex of the corner. And then on the power as soon as we can. And accelerate out to the line. Oh, so close. So we'll retry. And of course we've got our own ghost as well. So we'll be able to see when we're getting quicker and quicker and quicker. And now it's just a case of adjusting things accordingly. So braking at the beginning of the corner there. Just get it turned in. See, the ghost is just right with me at the moment. So we just need to try and get a little bit quicker. I just got a little bit of wheel spin on the way out there. So we'll retry that. And skip. And sometimes you might need to try these numerous times to actually do them. Especially as you're trying different cars. Now I could see, if you look at my brake pedal there, that I'm actually coming off the brake midway through the corner there. So I'm losing brake efficiency. What I want to be doing is braking all the way to the apex of the corner. So we'll skip that. And sometimes when you're learning, you can do these over and over and over and over and again to get through them. And some of them can take you a long time. So holding the brake, holding the brake, holding the brake. So we got to the apex much quicker there. But the other car was further ahead. So now what we could do is maybe brake a little bit later on this one. So I'm now going to brake when I'm well into that red zone, but I'm going to hold that brake all the way to the apex of the corner. So down second, got a little bit deep into that corner there on that occasion. Second gear, that gets us quite close. So we are making headway, just learning each time where to brake a little bit more, how hard to brake, where to turn in. So on this one now, I'm getting more down onto that beginning of the curve, braking hard. Okay, that was a bit too late that time. So we couldn't quite get it slowed down. So the curb is a little bit too, the beginning of that red and white curb on the right hand side is a little bit too late. So what we'll do is we're going to brake between the start of the red area. And then we want to try and get on the power as quickly as we can, keeping the back end in check. Oh, so close. It's so annoying when you get that close, but you're not quite close enough. Let's go again. So we now know that sort of halfway down between the start of the red and the curb is where we want to be braking. So there is a little brake marker on the side of the track there. Changing up into third gear, does that help me with traction? No, it doesn't. You can see the 911 is getting away, so it does look like we need to come out of there in second gear. So we'll just try that again. Just keep that back end in check. Feathering the throttle just to try and get the power down. Oh, I lost the back end there. You can see the back end just stepping out on me a little bit. So we need to give that another go. Some of these are very easy. Some of them sometimes will just get you and it's like, oh, can't quite get that. This is not a car that I drive very much. Oh, way too late on that one. Getting that back end just going around. And again, if you're having trouble, then by all means go into the demo, have a look and see what the demo does, and then use whatever that demo has told you to do. So you'll be able to look to see where the other car is braking. Again, I'm just getting a little bit, a little bit of the back end stepping out on me through there. So let's just look at this yellow line a little bit more and use that. Gone a little bit deep into there. And we go off the track. Now, as I said, I am only average at this game. I'm not brilliant. So the 150 board. Just gone a little bit deep in there again, and the back end just stepping out. Okay, we're struggling with this one a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip that. And we'll go next. And we'll have a look at the demo on this one. So the car is coming down. And I can use the options button. So again, this particular car is braking, as I said, between the beginning of the red and the end of the red. So if you look at things at the side of the track, then you can get an idea of when to start braking. So you've got the Brembo sign on the right hand side, you've got this little photographer, you've got the crane on the left hand side. These are all markers that you can use for when you need to brake. So that we're braking all the way really hard and not coming off the brake until we get to the apex. Second gear, and then just feathering half throttle, and then as soon as we can, full throttle, and then we'll come out. So now I've struggled for a little bit. So now what I've got are some brake reference points. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to look for that photographer in this one. So I'm going to come down here. Where is he? He's there. I'm going to hit the brakes. We needed second gear. I've still gone a little bit deep because I lifted on the brakes a little bit. I could feel that. So we'll just put that off to the side of the track. So I knew I wasn't going to do that. I need to keep the brakes all the way to the apex. Remember the demo. So the first thing to do is to look for the camera guy and then brake in a straight line. I missed him. I missed the camera guy. Let's put it into the wall. The camera guy is quite hard to see. So if he is, remember the crane on the left hand side or the Brembo sign on the other side. So I'm using the crane this time. Just braking all the way to the apex of the corner. Still leaving it in second as the demo was. Unfortunately, we're still not quite there. So we'll go again. This is one of those challenges that makes you look silly when you're doing a video like this. I came off the brakes ever so much slightly through there. But we have got a better run. And there we go, we get the gold. So sometimes you'll need to just keep trying it and trying it and trying it until you get there. And of course you might want to settle for the silver. I'm pushing for gold. But you could quite easily just settle for the bronze or the silver, and that will still get you the license and you can progress through the game. Okay, we got the Alpha van now. Van, very different to handle. So this is the out in out line that we've got to do. So this is basically the hairpin. Again, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dive into it first of all, just to see how I can do, because some of these you'll just do very easily. You don't have to sit there watching the demo. Sometimes you will need to watch the demo just to make sure that you're doing things correctly. So I've got to brake just at the beginning of the curve, hard on the brakes, just down through the gears. Second gear, don't go off too wide there. So I was a bit slow through the exit of that corner. And it gives me a 19.7, so I've got 0.7 of a second to find. And I knew that I was a little bit slow going through or getting back onto the accelerator there. So I'm going to brake at the beginning of the curve there. Hard on the brakes. Get it rotated. Again, I've now gone a bit too deep in there. but we are slightly ahead, but probably not enough. 19.6, so we just took a little bit off there, so we'll try again. And again, if necessary, we'll look at the demo and see what the game suggests that we do. So I'm going to brake on the there's a blue and white board there, like a big stand for the photographers to be on, and that helped, and that's got us down to a 19.4. So we've dropped quite a fair bit on that one, but we do still need to go. As I said, we could just carry on with the silver. I believe that that will still enable us to do what we need to do. So the blue and white scaffolding thing there will turn in, pick up the apex, and we want to get onto the, okay, that didn't work, so we'll just put it into the barrier because we know that we're never going to do that one. Again, what I might have to do is just kind of have a look at the demo and see what I need to do in this particular vehicle. So I'm going to brake, just hold that brake. No, that's not good enough. So we'll run it off the track and we'll end out there, and we'll go and we'll have a look at the demo and we'll see what the demo is doing. So again, I'm just going to use the options button just to pause it. So where is he braking? Okay, later than I was, much later. So at the beginning of the curb he's braking. Then we are going to look for when we start to turn. Now there'll be a turning indicator just underneath where it says demonstration. There's a little red dot. So we're starting to turn just before the Bosch sign on the right hand side, halfway down the curb. We go quite long, second gear, and then we get the acceleration on the apex and then up through the gears. Okay, so let's give that a go then. So you can see there what I was doing. I was braking too early, not braking hard enough. Keep it braking in a straight line and down into second gear. So the first thing to do is to brake at the beginning of the curb, all the way down to the end here. Bosch sign. I came off the brake there. You could see the brake. I was coming off the brake. Need to hold that all the way to that apex. Just keep the brake pedal buried. So beginning of the curb, down through the gears, just hold that brake pedal, getting it rotated, and then we want to try and get onto the power quickly. I don't think this is going to be quick enough, but it's a little bit quicker. We can see the ghost in the rear view. 19.2, so a little bit closer, but we are going to need to continue to try. So looking for the beginning of the curb, brake hard, hold that brake, down into second gear, getting it turned in. And we're too late. So we'll just put it into the wall and we'll try again. For what it's worth, I've never really gone with this fan. So brake there. Out through the gears, get it turned. We want to be on the accelerator as quick as we can without going too wide. So it's close, but it's not going to be close enough. So we'll retry again. Sometimes just a case of keep on retrying. Almost stopping on that corner there. And then on the accelerator. So I held the brake right the way to the apex on that one. Absolutely buried it. Oh, look how close we are. Still 19.047. It's so exasperating when you get that close. You just got to find that blink of an eye amount of time. So we brake. Stay hard on our brakes, just using the gear to slow down as well. Get it rotated around. Can we get on the accelerator quickly enough? No, the van is just in front of us, so that is not going to count either. So we almost got it perfect the last time. Now, remember as well that I've got this on normal settings. You could put it on the beginner settings if you want to. Just use the gear to slow it down, pick up that apex, turn in. We've got to try and get this done as quickly as we can on the accelerator. Oh, that van's just ahead of us again, so we'll just come off the track. So you can see when I did it the best one, I went a little bit deeper into the corner. So braking more in a straight line. And then we came across and around. No, we've gone. So we need to be a little bit more tighter. Just hold that brake to the apex of the corner. Stayed out a little bit wider there just to try and open up the corner. It's very, very close that time, but not quite close enough. Let's just skip that. Let's just start that one again. So hit the brake. Down into second gear, getting rotated around on the power. And it's just getting away from us. Going to retry, skip, give this another go. Gone a bit too deep onto the corner there, into the corner. But has given us a nice little exit. Is it enough? I don't think it will be. It's a new record. So we just learnt now if we go a little bit deeper into the corner and we can get a cut back, that might happen. So maybe we just need to get it turned a little bit sooner and get on the power a little bit sooner. It's hard on the brake. And it's second gear, get that rotated around and then on the power as quick as we can. Except I've now gone too deep. So maybe we could start to cut across a little bit earlier. But opening up the corner is something that is potentially working for us. I've gone too deep there on that occasion. Yeah. So I need to bring my braking back a little bit now because I'm trying to brake too late. Brake, down a gear as we want to rotate the car, or the van I should say, on the accelerator. Up through the gears. This one's going to be close. Oh, close, but no cigar. So infuriating when you get one that you struggle with. And this hairpin is notorious in the game, actually. There's a lot of people that do struggle with it. It's an overtaking opportunity for a lot of people. So I had a little touch of first gear there just to slow the van down a little bit more. And that might have just got us it. And we haven't. It's annoying, you can be so close, and then when you do actually do it, you can do it by 1, 2, 3, even sometimes 4/10 of a second. And you think, why on earth did it take me that long to do that particular test? Right, so let's finish that one. Another car, so that's 5 cars that we've obtained so far. And where are we up to now? So we've now got the Audi, and we've got some consecutive corners to go through in a relatively quick car. And this is taking one corner after the other where we've got to connect the apexes. So let's just start this one and see how we go. This is actually quite a technical part of this track. So we've just come up into 4th gear. Just going to lift ever so slightly there. That apex there. Just a little bit of a lift through there. And then through we go. Oh, so close. So just got to take a little bit more time out. So we'll just push it a little bit quicker this time. Maybe we'll pick up 4th gear. Just cut this one a little bit. Cut this one a little bit. Just a little lift through there. Cut that corner. Drift out to the outside. And as you can see, I am certainly better at threading my way through the corners than I am trying to do things like horrible hairpins. Let's just register that one. So that one was dead easy. Some of these you're going to do really, really easy. Other ones you're going to find more difficult. Okay, then we've got A5 is the next one to do. Okay, so this is again quite a difficult corner, and one again, it's a really good overtaking opportunity when you're racing with the AI and with real people. To go pick your braking point. I'm using those shadows on the wall there down into 2nd gear. Don't be too hasty through here. Up through the gears. And we'll just carry it straight along the wall to the line. And we get a 22.6, so that's pretty close. But it's not close enough. So we're going to need to go again. Again, you could possibly settle for silver. I'm going for golds. So I was using the shadow on the side of the wall there, that one. Outbroke myself that time. Just put it into the wall. So the shadows are not always a good breaking point to use because shadows in the game do move depending on the time of day. So ideally you do want to try and have a mark somewhere in the game that that doesn't move and that you know is always going to be a good reference point for you. So just a small lift through there. Unfortunately the car is going to go away for us, so we'll put it into the wall and we're going to give it another try. One of the art of good racing is good cornering, something I'm not overly good at doing. So just into the red area, staying on the brakes, we'll turn this in. Taking a bit more of the curve there. A little bit more of the curve through here. We'll try and get on the accelerator a bit earlier. It's not really happened for us. We're close, but we know that we're not going to do that. So we're going to have to try that one again. Again, we can do the demo if we want to, but I'm just going to push on. So, not quite so deep into the braking zone that time. A little bit more acceleration through there. A better exit, hopefully. Alas, it wasn't a better exit. Look, the ghost car's going away from us, so we had a better exit earlier on. Let's give that another try. So 22.5 we're looking for. Get that rotated in there. Right, come on. Loads of the curb on there. And those ahead. Let's see if we can stay ahead this time. Are we pulling away? Yes, we are. Is that good enough? Oh, it's so close. It's so close. It is annoying when you get that close and you just can't quite get the gold. Believe me, there are some licenses in the game, the full game, that you will sit there doing this for hours and hours and you'll come back to it another day, and you'll try it again, and you'll come back to it another day, and you'll try again, and you'll try again, and you'll try again. I got a bit of a slide on the exit there. That's probably going to hurt me. It did. A slight slide there. Now you can register your times, so you can see how you're doing, how much quicker you're getting. What doesn't work. What I'm trying to do here is just learn from each one, where I'm braking, where I'm accelerating, where I'm turning, gears, etc. Oh, we just caught the wall there ever so tightly, just touched it, and then that took the speed away. Come on, Mitchell, you can do this. I will give you another tip in a moment. I think we're on traction control 3. Let's just do a retry. We'll just rotate around to the traction control. Sometimes you'll find traction control 1 will be much better for you. The car will not fight you as much, and you'll be able to rotate it better. So as you get used to the game, try and take the aids off if you can. So traction control in this instance. Now I'm getting a feel for the car, but now you're going to see, as with there, you have lost a lot of traction because the car is backing off a little bit as you're starting to lose control of the car. So now as you take the traction control off, you've got to be so much more careful with the controls when you're turning in, when applying the accelerator, etc., because you will spin the car up if you're not careful. It's up to you whether you want to go with traction control on or off. And we'll just retry again. Just see how we do. Now the traction control will default to whatever setting that you've got it on. I'll show you how to change that in a moment. So that car's just ahead of me at the moment. So the car wasn't fighting me quite so much out the corner there. Is that enough? Oh, how close. 3/1000th of a second off. How close? How close can you be? Well, we now know if we can get close and just stay ahead of our ghost, then we'll get there. It really cannot be much closer. So I'm going to try and take a little bit more of that curve through there. Just get on the accelerator. Just try and stay ahead of the ghost. Just swing this in. Oh, it's on the accelerator just a little bit too much. So in the settings, if you go to the assist settings, normally you can change your traction control in there. Unfortunately, we can't at this point. So I'm just going to go into retry. I'm going to leave it on the traction control settings, and I'll leave it on 1 for now. I'm just going to have to adjust that each time. In the main game, you can set that up. You might actually be able to set it up in the options for this game, but not when we're at this point. So I left my braking a little bit later. I've tried to take a little bit more of that curb. That's not worked. Put it into the barrier because we know we're not going to get there. So we come down here. So I'm braking on about the 3rd red mark, and then I've just realised I can take a lot more of that curb in this car, which puts us slightly ahead, and then we can use a lot more of that curb, and we didn't quite get good enough there. So I might try traction control 2 for instance, just to see if that gives me a little bit more stability. Halfway between what we had and what we're doing, so roughly the 3rd. Just watch the curb there, just try and jump over that. Just watch this curb, cut that one too on the power. And is that enough with traction control 2? Oh, so close. Not quite there. Let's try traction control 2 again. broke just slightly earlier there, just so that I can control that corner a little bit more. And then try and control this one a little bit more on the power. Unfortunately, that didn't quite work. So we'll just keep retrying this until we can do it. I'm going to go back down to traction control 1. Where is the ghost? Where is the ghost? There we go, we've got it. So traction control 1 for me worked better with just a little bit more rotation. So we'll register that one. And then we can come out of there and we can finish. And we got a National A license. And a nice Dodge Challenger.